Okay, I think I am done with the setup. I am very far behind schedule, but I'll move over to here. And yeah, how's it going, everybody? It has been a little bit. I definitely missed a day last week, so and I was not fully able to do a makeup like I hoped, but yeah. What's up, Ando? Welcome to the stream. So, I know, all exciting new stuff. Not really, but we're just going to continue working on the backlog stuff. Really just working on the tactical suit like I had been for the past couple streams. I did not anything crazy off stream with it. I got it pinned to the base and figured out where I actually wanted the legs to be. So I got it pinned in the foot here, and I made the base and all that so that I can set it down and kind of figure out how I want to look when it walks. So I'm deciding still what I want the hands and stuff to do when we get there, but I think this is going to look really cool. I'm debating if I make it look like it's looking to one side and shooting, or if I do it just straight on. Still figuring all that out for myself, but we will work on the arms now and go through from there. Excuse me. But I hope everyone's had a good week so far and has enjoyed themselves. Let's see, I need 90 and 89. Definitely not that one. I think it's all on this, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, how does it look? Oh, cool, the little screen does work. I wasn't sure how the new little screen thing in the corner was going to look. It'll probably get bigger in the future because I am going to start doing stuff on Twitch. I'm hoping next stream. Should take time today to mess with it, but I'm hoping I will also have stuff uploading to Twitch next stream, so we'll have both chats up there. But we'll see. Where was I? I need 90 and 89, which are both right here. Let's see. I don't really have anything new or something to go on about to this week. It's just been very quiet here. God, a lot of snowstorms. I'm not a fan of like snowstorms just coming in and kind of ruining my own plans, but that's Mother Nature. Mother Nature decides when she wants to do stuff, and I have to be at its beck and call when it comes to this, so that's just how it goes. But I'm here. Happy to be here. I am kind of getting... Well, not kind of. I am itching to start painting some stuff. I did a little bit, actually, this weekend. I fired up the airbrush and got some base spray coating done. Just something that can be quick and easily done with a airbrush. I want to use it a little bit more and get better at using an airbrush so that I can get like a better one in the future. I'm using like a $20 one I got off of Amazon. Really cheap. It gets the job done. But I find it better as a broad stroke thing. So like if you're going to do like a Zenithal style, or I don't know. What is the definition of Zenithal? I'm not really sure. But I guess mostly pointing an angle of your light and just doing the shading there and then going with a contrast paint after. But you don't also have to do that. You can also just use it, mix it with your regular paint. Definitely got to thin the paint when... If you're using regular paint in an airbrush, you definitely got to thin it. That is a lesson I have learned, because regular paint is just way too thick. Even regular airbrush paint, like made for them, you can use it, but you should thin it just a little bit or shake it extremely well. It still has some like thicker parts and can clog up the airbrush if you're not careful. And actually, I do want to show you guys what I did work on this weekend. So let me set this down, and I'll grab those real quick. So to work on spray painting with the airbrush, I wanted to paint up these vehicles. So I got this Land Raider. Well, Land Raider, Redeemer, Crusader, depending on how I want to use it. And I hit it with the airbrush. Mostly I used like a lighter black for just the top section. I might mix it with like a white or something, or get another gray and do something. I think at this point also use just some sponging and make it work. And then I also I used a blue airbrush paint to get in between there. So this is for First Company, which I am excited to use. And then the other thing is another vehicle. I did an Impulsor. I actually should have filled in the gaps on some things, because I don't know what it is, but vehicles like these don't always sit perfect when I put them together. There's always a little crack like here or there. But I might mix together the orange and hit where I want it to be orange on this, so it saves me some time. But I might also just sponge it as well. I've used it on regular models before, and it does take a little bit. What's up, Light? How you doing? I hope you're doing well this evening. I am here just yapping into the void. Okay, let's glue those together. That's good to hear. Oh, I have been listening to some more Warhammer books. I think I talked about one last time called King's Bane. I thought it was a good book. It was a good first like night book for me, because I really want to get the idea of like what a feudal world is a bit more like and how their people are. So I just finished King's Blade, and I am currently currently listening to Kingmaker. And Kingmaker is an Assassin Norum book. I don't think I would recommend it to anyone for the first time getting into Warhammer. It is it's similar to like when I listen to Eisenhorn. Some parts are similar to that, and then some parts it's very like, oh, you're listening to files and documents here for good sections of it. Oh, you sent a message that didn't go through. What did you try to say? Also, I'm excited to hear you're waiting on some Custodian Guard. Custodian Guard are one of my favorite models in the Custodians line. Honestly, I think they look much better than the regular... Actually, is there much of a difference between the Guard and the Warden? Someone praise the Messiah. I probably should. We gotta figure out what the Tech Priest... Honestly, I should probably get a Tech Priest. Oh, that's what I could call the moderators. I can call the moderators tech priests. That could be fun, but no, we're not at that point yet. Let's see. Get the next part there. But yeah, it's a good book. I'm getting to the good parts now. It's like I don't know, halfway through a book is when things start to get good. That's not really the sign of a... I don't want to call... It's not a bad book. But to get to the actual, like, more stuff with the characters and their missions and all that, it's about to the halfway point. It definitely builds the relationship with the characters, and they get to figure each other out. And it's interesting, like, learning more about assassins in this, which I find really cool, because I do have a couple assassin models that I want to use in some armies. Yes, custodian guards do have better posing. Actually, now that you say that, hold on one second. We are going to grab some models. Let's grab this guy. Grab not that guy. We'll do this guy. Oh no, a little grass tuft fell off. I can re-glue it on. But, yeah, you know, kind of seeing the difference between the custodian guard and Warren here and there. This is my own personal custodian's army. I have like 1,000 points of these guys. I kind of did a little experiment with these. I tried different washes on them and all that. I forgot like this. I forgot how shiny this wash made them look. At the time, I liked this one so much more, but I think I like this one a bit better. Oh, are you talking about... You talking about this shield captain? This one with the Melta? What's up, F10? Honestly, this is a weird looking model when I first got it. I didn't realize like what shield captains were until kind of figuring more out like that. Oh, you can build a shield captain from... Is this something you're trying to say, Ando? Like, is YouTube just like moderating your message before you even send it? Like, is the machine spirit of YouTube, the omniscient of YouTube, just messing around with it? What's up, Neo? Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm just kind of showing off my Custodian's Guard to Light here. Because he was talking about some models, and I don't use these guys a lot. Actually, I really don't use these guys at all. I definitely think I might pull these guys off the shelf and use them again. Especially... Oh, okay. So, let me put these guys back, and then... I'm not sure if you guys saw or not, but like the leaks for 2026... 2026 looks like such a good year for Custodians players. I love the new releases for the Custodians. I know it's for 30K, but oh my lord, I was so happy when I saw everything. I'm like, I am putting those into my actual 40K Custodians army. I think what sold it for me was the new Shield Captain model that they released for like 30K. That looked so cool. I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. Will your device is dying, give me a week. And let's see, Neo said you're working on Fetus? Am I saying that right? What is Fetus? I'm probably going to have to look that up before I forget. And everything. They're great. I just don't like the Shield Captain's Iron Halo. The Shield Captain has an Iron Halo? I never even noticed. Honestly, I personally liked everything with it, but there's nothing wrong with Oh! Interesting. Okay. I'll still check it out, but I really want to call it, like, Fetus, but I don't know if that's actually what it's called or not. Mostly because of lore is the reason why you don't like the Iron Halo. Actually, I was in, I think it was Anonymous Astartes stream. Like, randomly, I was in there Sunday, and they were talking about Iron Halos. One of the people in the stream, like, thought that captains and lieutenants and the Blade Guard all have Iron Halos, but it turns out they actually don't. It's just a decorative piece. And I was upset as well, because I thought they also had Iron Halos. But I guess not. I guess they are very rare. Like, I guess, like, Calgar or something like that would be a character that has one. But, or maybe even Vulcan from the Salamanders. I don't know much about lore there, but it was interesting to, like, pop in and kind of, like, learn some more stuff. But very, very good stream. Very nice guys. Just kind of sitting and chilling and, like, seeing them interact with their community and, like, answer homebrew questions and all that. I want to throw my homebrew to them eventually, but I want to work on and flesh it out before I even, like, throw anything their way. Because really, that channel is, like, what helped me decide how I was going to do my homebrew. Like, how much lore was I actually going to throw into making this? Wait, must show NIDS, need link. Please put it in the description of vid. I wonder if it'll show. Because Iron Halos add extra protection to captains and important people, but custodians don't need it. Oh, that's why you don't like it very much. I mean, that's... I feel like for very important custodians, maybe it should be a thing, but again, I don't know too much about that. What's the next one I need? 92. And it's right there. Ando, have you been trying to send a link for a while, or is there a link that you want to see? Okay, hold on. I saw 92, and now I'm blind again. Hold on, where was it? Right there. The weird mushroom piece. Okay. Okay. I can understand it. Lore reason, it was something that slowed them down. Well, the beauty of it is, if you build the model yourself, you could just cut it off or not add it to the model. Let's see. Just curious about your opinion on this. I myself don't really see why. Oh, okay. Hold on. I just realized there's more. I was gonna say the link for Discord is in the channel description. It doesn't need to be in the video description. Also, let me. Okay, what is Draws talking about? Just curious about your opinion on this. I myself don't really see why it's sure a heated debate, but how do you feel about female space marines and custodies? Men such as when I said sure. God, what is it? I do have a opinion about it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. If they can not just retcon it poorly, I'd probably be fine with it. But the fact that they're trying to just retcon it, I feel like out of the blue, makes me not really enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm just a player. If people enjoy it, that's okay. I don't want to take what people enjoy from the hobby. Is it something I'll do for my custodies? Probably not, but there's nothing wrong for people doing it with their own custodies. I don't see making a big fuss about it and taking away people's fun. So yeah, that's why that's my opinion on it. People's fun matter more. If you can not just pop it in and make it seem like this big, oh, this has always been a thing, but actually kind of give a reason. I understand Primaris, they did that in the beginning, and then they kind of fixed it a bit later in books and stuff, explaining through call and all that. I jumped in when Primaris was already a thing, so I enjoy Primaris. I'm sure my opinion on female custodians might change. At the end of the day, I don't really care. They're just plastic minis, and it's just people's opinions on the internet. We're all here to have fun. I don't know if that answers your question. I went on a long, weird rant about it, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. As long as these don't look too bad. Maybe I'll do it at some point, but I don't know. It's not... I don't really put faces on my models to begin with either, so I don't really care to see the face of my models and all that. God, okay. Neo says, female custodians are fine, just feel like having female space marines would make the Sisters of Battle and Sisters of Silence feel obsolete. That's another good point, too. There is, lore stuff for already adding females in there. If you're just adding female super soldiers just to add them and get, more people to actually play those factions, then that feels a little bit off, or you take away from already existing factions. Because there's one book I read that explains how the Sister of Silence just faded into from the 41st millennium, and then how they're brought back, but they're angry about being forgotten. And I'm that's awesome. I love reading about that. I haven't read any Sisters of Battle books, but they got an awesome aesthetic. I know not everyone likes nuns and guns, but I think they're pretty damn cool. I don't see the point in taking away from other stuffs, just taking away from stuff already in this universe. Wow. I don't know. I just went on a real long rant for I feel like I said a lot of words and said nothing at the same time. I don't know. I haven't read much into the creation of Space Marines Neo, but I kind of like remember hearing from other people saying like, oh, the reason why like they tried with doing with females, but it just doesn't work on a genetic level. Like they need it to be a man. Rory, what is wrong, Beans? What is wrong, my fuzzy boy? You come in here and you whine at me. Do. Why are you looking at me like this, Rory? Do you need to go outside? Okay, I'll be back in a second. The dog wants to go out. I think the other day we got realized that GW is a company, and they're trying to pull in more people into their hobby, I guess, and finding a way to do that. And I guess that's one way. Okay. So, no glue in the center, but glue on the corners. I believe. There, and then line up there. That's kind of what I was saying earlier, Razzie. They're just like kind of throwing it in people's face and not giving a good reason on why such a thing exists. Okay. This feels like it's going to pop off constantly. Damn. How can I get this to... Hopefully that doesn't continue to pop off. Damn, I need to step away again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about taking so many breaks. Just all of a sudden things were happening. Okay, I got that arm done. Now it's 91 and 95. Okay, you guys actually said a few more things while I was gone. After stream... Neo. Okay. Let's see. Raz said, custodians are the pinnacle of the Emperor's innovation for all humanity. After all, he was just pressed for time. And then he said, the only reason why GW is doing it is because Amazon show... God. That is actually all very... Not... Those were points... Those are things that I've not thought about before, but that makes full sense. Here's the thing with, like, 40K. There is some woke stuff in 40K. Like, there is... I believe there are a few short stories of people that are gay or their sexuality is fluid and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to keep to the main theme of 40K. You can have a little bit of hope, but at the end of the day, everyone's a fucking Nazi. So, like, if you're going to make a show about that, you're going to upset people no matter what you do. You can't really beat around the bush. It's the setting. Like, we all know it's really bad there. None of us want to live there. And I'm sure I'll get in trouble for saying that word I said earlier, but it gets my point across. Like, it is a bad place to live. It's not... Every little bit of hope that I have seen in every single story is crushed. It is crushed to its bare bones. Like, I get a little bit of hope in some of my stories, but I don't even know what woke is anymore. I just use the word as a general term. I don't know. Maybe I'm dipping into some sort of slope that... I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop before I get into trouble and anything else gets into trouble. Because, one, I'm touching a subject that I know nothing about. We're going to drop it. I don't know anything about the subject. So having a conversation on it is not a smart idea. So for my safety and other people's... For this community's safety, we're going to drop it. I'm a normie then? Probably. I probably am, Razzie. I just want to... No, I don't think so. Also, I hope I didn't piss off Razzie with what I was saying. I am on the internet, and I want to be careful what I say and what I build for a community. That has always been my stance when I started this. I have chosen to be very careful with what I say and do on the internet because it can be a scary place. Even though I know I'm small and all that stuff, still. Someone can take what I say and twist it and all that stuff. No, yeah, fully. Neil, you're fine. I fully understand you're trying to keep it silly and all that stuff, and I am okay with that. I am overcautious to begin with on a lot of stuff, and it's just how I am as a person. Let's see. I think the thicker part points down. We'll go from there. I think that sits in there. Cool. And then where do... Oh, okay. And then that's going to go there. And we'll still be able to move, but that will just be glued there. So yeah. I've been trying to debate what I do for this guy's pose. Like, I want to have the gun in his hand, but I also want him to, like, be grabbing... I have a couple extra bits from the Traitor Guardsman kill team that I built for a friend. Just kind of the start of his army and all that. And I'm like, I could put in his hand a dead guardsman. But I might put some at his feet. I thought about an orc as well. But, eh. I remember, okay, I saw that last night and was confused. I'm like, what is this that I'm seeing? And then, like, this morning, I saw a YouTube short on it, and I'm like, oh, this is someone's kit bash attempt on making this. I think it's, like, I think it's cool. I'm glad, like, I'll first say, it's bad. We all know it's a bad kit bash, but it's someone's first attempt and it's someone trying. I've not made a good one before. All that stuff. I think it's hilarious. I'm glad that the community is pushing the more funnier side of things around and all that stuff. And Clarence. I love it. I love it. It's... Before I got into Warhammer, does anyone know the image of, like, the Space Marine that's, like, really poorly, like, painted? Like, his whole face looks melted and all that stuff? I'm pretty sure that's, like, a very big picture that's, like, been shown around and all that stuff. Like, I remember seeing that before Warhammer was even a thing that I knew about. Okay, I need 72 and 71. Are those on here, or are they on a different thing? I think they're on a different thing. I think stuff like that is how you get people into Warhammer. That's the kind of stuff that brings people in. Okay, so I got 69 and 70. Those are right there. we'll get these two together. And let's see what else. Should I even put anything in his hand besides the like giant bolter? Oh. Could you just a giant bolter? Oh. I thought about ordering some of. Sometimes when I watch, I forget the name of the channel, but they do like Warhammer battles within like 40 minutes, and they advertise one group that like makes a bunch of like special effects for minis, like smoke coming off them and like little blast projectile bits. I thought about making or ordering one for this model to have it look like that it is firing off like a bolter or something, or that the giant bolter is shooting, because I just want to add like some more cool aesthetic or something to this model. Not that like the static pose on models is terrible, but I'm at the point now that like I want a little bit more character in my models. Like I want each of my centerpiece stuff, I want to have tell a story. You got your friend a box of Space Marines. While he was making them, he cut himself and stopped trusting himself with them. So now you have it and you're thinking of making a Gene Stealer called Space Marine. Is that even possible? Is a Gene Stealer Space Marine even possible? Because, like, the genetic stuff that... or the gene seed that the Space Marines get... like, pretty much the Primarch gene seed... overwrites their DNA pretty hard. Because the Crimson Fist, I guess, had like a breeding program, and they tried to make better Space Marines, and it turned out it wasn't really needed because Rogal Dorn's DNA just overwrote whatever genetics the person had, so it just made them better. So, not saying no to that idea, just look into it. Like, look and see if it's possible. I think it'd be interesting. That would be kind of terrifying, but also would the Tyranids even need Space Marine Gene Stealers? Maybe that is the thing that could overwrite the Primarch's like DNA thing. It's just like a Gene Stealer thing. Well, the other hard part is that like Space Marines don't really have a drive to reproduce in that sense too. Like that's kind of taken out of them when they're created. God, what is all this noise? At least I think it is. That's what I've heard. Okay. And then we take that. This part is stuck out. And then we go and do this part. I think. Wait. That might actually be backwards. Ah, shoot. I might actually put that on backwards. No! This is why I should be dry fitting before I even put stuff together. Is it that? For the Space Marine armor? Okay, hold on. That does select that, so it is supposed to be like that. Okay, we will glue that. Let me just understand correctly. Your friend was putting the Space Marines together and accidentally cut himself while doing it, and now he doesn't trust himself with them? Well, making them, and he cut himself and stopped trusting himself with them, so now... It just sounds like a weird excuse for, like, saying, oh, I actually don't like this. It sounds like a weird way of saying he doesn't like Warhammer. Like, why take all those extra steps just to... I don't know. Hey, you know what? You can... I'd say do whatever you want with them if you want to use them for Tyranids, or you can put them together yourself and then you have yourself, you know... You got yourself a kill team for Angels of Death. You could run a 5-man squad of Space Marines. Is it 5 or is it like 7? It's like either 6 models, like 5 regular guys, and then like a special leader unit or model. If you got back, hey, if you got actually a bunch of extra Tyranid bits, and you want that like Gene Stealer mutation like feeling, take some of those extra Tyranid bits and some green stuff, and just kind of like, oh, instead of like a bolter arm, he's got this like weird, like blade, like bug blade or something like that. I don't fully know. You got him into it, and he got his girlfriend into it? So wait, he still builds... He's still into Warhammer. He just doesn't want the Space Marines? Does he like a different faction than Space Marines? God, this sounds like just a weird... Sounds like a weird situation. Honestly, yeah. Scott's right. Is he a Chaos guy? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it's wrong if you are in the Warhammer universe. It's not wrong in our universe. Okay. Wait, no, that's upside down. There we go. I almost glued that wrong. Ugh. No, that kind of reminds me of, like, I was getting one of my friends into Warhammer, and I'm like, oh yeah, you, like, could, like, here's, like, some Space Marines and stuff like that. I'd say just build them and have them on hand for him, and if he wants, just build them and be like, hey, here you go. You can have them back now. They're fully built. Make him be the one that paints them. Well, it also could depend on what type of models he likes. Maybe he doesn't like gun models. Maybe he's more of, like, a melee guy. Okay. I am currently at the point that I need to... I only have one piece for this. In this one piece, I need to... Oh, I can magnetize this piece. Okay. So part 74... We're going to take a look and figure out where it is. I don't have anything on that. He said he was just going to leech off his girlfriend's sister battle. So he's just going to, like, use... Okay. I don't think he's a fan of building. I think he's more of a fan of playing. And all that. Okay. Where's 74? Right there. Yeah. It sounds like he's not a fan of building, but if he enjoys playing the tabletop game, then that just means, like, you could offer, like, hey, I can build and paint your army, and then here's your army that you use. Because, like, God, I do that with my friend that likes chaos. My chaos friend, like, he'll build the models, but then he gives them to me to paint. So it kind of scratches that itch of, like, oh, I want to try painting chaos. And he's like, oh, here's some chaos models. Which, I want to get together with him again. I should probably bring him stream and we can build models together. That might be good. Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone enjoys all the same parts. I feel like, sadly, not everyone enjoys every part of the hobby. I know I don't enjoy every single part of the hobby. There are some parts you can enjoy, and there's some parts that just feel like a slog to get through. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, I just drilled a little hole all the way through it, but I'm going to take this, cut the nubs of the side off, and drill it big enough so that I can put a magnet through this. And then on the two gun options that I have, I'm going to put a magnet in them and have it so that I can switch out the weapon option. So I have both options right there. So I can glue this together when I so choose. So I'll select that. And then once that's glued in, this is the part that I will just change out. And I drilled that little hole so that I knew it was the exact center of that, and I don't have to worry about trying to figure out where center is on it. But I know in this hobby, I enjoy painting and reading the lore. I do enjoy building, but building can be kind of a slog. Like, it's really easy to get a bunch of models, and then it's easy to get a bunch of models in a box, and then be like, okay, now I have to build all of them. And then you're like, I spent as much time as I would painting, as I did building these guys. As, like, I think painting and putting together is a lot more fun. And I enjoy the lore. The lore is really good. Some books are good. Some books are not so good. I think some of fantasy books are really good. I've not read a lot of, like, Warhammer Fantasy or more apt Age of Sigmar stuff. The ones I have enjoyed in Age of Sigmar have been, like, the Witch Hunter books. I really enjoyed those. As for 40k, it's a big mixture on what I like and enjoy in proper 40k. I've listened to a lot of Space Marine stuff as a Space Marine player, but I've also tried to widen my horizon and listen to other factions. So I've listened to Guard books. I've listened to some... The Infinite and Divine is the only Necron book I've listened to so far, and that I did enjoy. I think that if you already understand the basics of Warhammer, read that one. It's hard to say what is a good, like, first pick for someone getting into Warhammer. Wow, this is... Maybe doing that little hole wasn't a smart idea because it's having a hard time actually digging into the plastic. But like I said earlier, I'm trying to figure out more about feudal worlds currently. So I've listened to a Knight book, and I'm currently listening to Kingmaker, which is an Assassin Norum book. But I'm understanding how Knight houses work and what each of them kind of do. Wow, what the hell? I feel like I need a pair of pliers. I'm trying to, like, hold this and spin it, and it's... Okay, we're going to go with a different size. This is something I had to do in, like, Metalcraft before. When you want to make a bigger hole, but it would take too long with a big one, you need to do a smaller hole. But then sometimes you have to do incremental size holes. So going from the smallest drill bit I had to now a medium-sized one, and then we'll go up to another size and then go with the biggest. Because somehow the plastic... Let's go with this one. I think this is the next size down. And that, I think, fits in there. Yeah, they'll fit in there. And then that's what I need. This is such a handy tool. I understand, like, people will get the battery-powered ones. Maybe at some point I'll get one of those, but these work just fine for what I'm doing. And now I actually have the leverage, and I'm actually able to drill in here, kind of. I'm kind of drilling. Wow, it's getting kind of crooked. I don't want to be crooked. Okay, and now we'll move up to that bigger one, and I should have an easier time going through that now. Do, 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 do. Wow. Come on. Okay, that's not a good thing to see. And spin. I should have an actual pair of pliers. Just hold on to this. Okay. I guess we're going to risk it and do it this way. Don't do this at home. Don't do what I'm doing at home. This is not safe. Do not try to freehand with a knife drill in a hole. I'm willing to sacrifice my fingers, but this is not also my first time using a knife to, like, drill a hole. Okay. Now, I will take these. I still have a pair somewhere around here, but I had to buy myself new ones because I don't even know where my damn magnets all went. Does anyone actually even use these big magnets? I don't even use these in my projects. And now they're gone. They're gone forever on my floor. No idea where they went. Okay. We got that down. I'm gonna stick them on that. Now, I should find a Sharpie. That's what I should do. Am I going to do it? Probably not. Okay. I'll do a little bit more in there. I don't really see a need to double-sided, but we are going to leave that to dry. I put all this stuff away now. And now I will cut out the gun stuff and figure out what side I need to glue for the magnet. Jeez, I just popped to the Discord and saw the model that Neo posted. That is a very, very icky boy. Is there already enough room for a magnet to sit in there? Hold on. Is it? Oh my lord, it is. I guess I have to drill a little bit deeper to make it sit in there better, but yeah, that's already enough room for a magnet. And then I think that is dried. I think as long as I keep like that, we'll be good. Do I have a Sharpie on hand here? Why is it the one time I need one, I don't have one? Oh, yay. Can I do it with a pen? Nope. I can't. Great. So I gotta make it be like that. So this, and then flip it. Okay, there's not a lot of material there then. Then you go super deep. Is that going to be deep enough? Or no? I need it deeper than that. That's my one problem with this drill, is that it doesn't like lock onto the bit. So like when you get to a part that it doesn't really want to drill into, it's got no bite in the handle. So you have to like, I have to hold it with my fingers and actually get it to start drilling properly. Which just causes a risk for more damage. That also explains it. It is literally busting through the other side. We can take some green stuff and cover up the hole. That's an easy fix. Okay, is that deep enough now? Doesn't really want to sit in there that much, huh? Is that even the right way it's supposed to be? Yes. Okay. I'm going to give it one more push in. So I'd rather it be flat as possible getting in there. Okay, that's flat as possible. Warped it a little bit, but we are good. Now we're just going to stick the glue in there if I can. We'll cover that too. Wait for that to dry, and I have a feeling it is not the right way around, but I'm okay. What's up, Dad? How you doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Things are quiet and chill over here. Trying to get things magnetized the right way around on this piece and trying not to cut my fingers. Oh, actually, before I forget, I should make sure comments are turned on so that when this is a VOD, people can actually comment on it. Yes, comments are turned on. Cool. Let's see, what else? I don't really have anything excited to say or talk about this stream. Thought I kind of would, but not really. Mostly the new releases were the big thing that I was kind of excited about. I didn't realize that they came out when they did. I will admit, all the stuff for Chaos that's been released kind of makes me want to do a bit of a Chaos army. I'm not the biggest fan of all the spiky bits and stuff on the Chaos models, even though some of them do look really cool. I will say some look really cool. But what they're doing for like the Red Corsairs and all that stuff, I think I'm like still Hunter ranked 69 in Monster Hunter. Or I might be 68. I don't really know. I haven't played in a little bit. It's kind of on me. I've taken a small break from it after that last stream. But I will get back into it at some point. And I know you reached out to me, Dead. And if I do play Monster Hunter and I'm open to having people join me, I will definitely let people in Discord know. But I think I will keep that to just a community day stream stuff. But it was fun hunting with you. I did enjoy it. I should probably schedule the next one soon for next month. Okay, I think that has dried enough. Cool, I do have that the right way around, and that is able to freely move. It is a large gap in between the two of them, but... I'd like to do more community day stuff. I also need to get my ass moving on doing proper videos and stuff as well, but that's a different story. I don't know. I don't enjoy video editing like I used to. Kind of burned myself out of it. Okay, while that sits and dries, let's see, 77 and 78. honestly, after stream, I should work on 2 that I've had rattling around in my head. Let's see, here we go. I need this one. I feel like there's so much stuff I want to do, but I don't have enough time or money to do it. I think it's mostly time. I don't feel like I have enough time to do it. I've been given time, and I'm squandering the time as well. Just not really sure. Do. I know that can be like a weird thing to bring up, but I just get off of work and I don't have any motivation to work on all this other stuff that I have like in my head I want to do. I just want to like, get home and then just relax. It's like I want to cook dinner and then honestly coming on here and chilling with people has been like all I think mentally I can keep up with right now. I think I've been stuck in that same mindset for like years now. And I need to focus on some other things. Watch within a month or two I complain about the same stuff over again. And nothing has changed. Who knows? I'm just saying things to say things at this point. And then this slides there. Huh. I wonder why it's such a huge gap underneath there. Is there something that's supposed to be connected to that? I feel like that's odd. Is it supposed to have this huge gap underneath? Is there a piece I missed? No, it all fits together like that. Huh. Odd. Very odd. Go with this one. Would I even want to do a Chaos Army? Like, what would be the point in me doing it? I feel like the only logical way in my head that I would get into doing a Chaos Space Marine army is if my own Space Marines ended up turning into Renegades and then became Chaos Space Marines over time. That is the only reason or thought I could justify myself doing it. I mean, are there factions in Chaos that I do like? Yeah, but I don't need another army like that. Did I not cut the right one? No, I cut the right one. Honestly, I have thought about it on like a faction of my own Space Marines becoming like Renegades and why. And it's really just because of their like gene mutation. They don't want to end up in the cages and in the vaults underneath their hive city. So they would escape and try to form a renegade group that way. Like, that's logically what some of them would do. And I also feel like if the Inquisition found out about their gene flaw and told them, like, oh, you guys are going to become exterminated, they would rebel. They would still, like, do stuff for the Imperium, because they do care about people, but they can only do it for, like, so long. Wow, why is... What is going on with this? Okay, this is weird. Does it fit on this one better? No, it's just a weird... It doesn't want to sit... Okay, I got the hang. Now I need to be very still. Very, very, very still. Yep, my knife is now glued to the piece that I'm trying to work on. No. Oh my lord. Why couldn't they just do 2 pinholes instead of this weird shelf? That is frustrating. Okay, there we go, Chasby. It's working. And there. Now I'm going to glue. Perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. Now that's glued, and then I will slide. Come on. There. Now those two are... I'll just add a little bit more glue. Cool. Now I got that arm all set and done. I will do some green stuff to cover up that hole. God, that took a lot longer than I expected. Let's do the next one. I hope you all are enjoying the stream. I know some parts can be not as entertaining. I mean, who wants to really watch... I'm just going to shut my mouth before I say something stupid. Okay. Wonder which one I'll use the most. I'll probably end up using the flamer a lot more on this model than the other gun. I'm sure this one will have its uses on some parts here and there. Might be... What is the difference between these two? Let's see. 5, 6 attacks, 7 strength, -1, 2 damage. And 3, 2d6, 5 strength, -1 AP, 1 damage. Okay. So this is a higher strength. So you could probably use this against, like, a Terminator or something like that. As the other one you would use as, like, a light infantry killer. That makes sense. What's a dream model that you guys would like to work on? Like, if you had your choice of, like, oh, I want to build and paint this model, which one would it be? I think I have, like, 3 in mind for myself. I'd like to try painting Valdor from, like, the Horus Heresy line of Custodes. I definitely want to paint him. I think it'd be fun just to paint a Titan once. Once in my life, I think it'd be fun to paint a Titan, but I would never want to do it again. Oh, and then there's a couple Age of Sigmar ones. I can't remember off the top of my head. The Harapex? It's a big, silly guy. Ooh, actually, I'm going to take back the Titan. And I think I would go with a Tyranid model instead. I think I own it, but I want to do another Norn. I want to do the Norn Assimilator? Not the Emissary this time. That's what I want to paint next at some point. And I have the model for that, so I could do that, but... And then, oh, there's so many good Age of Sigmar models I want to do. I think I want to do... It's either the... Oh, the Stormcast. It's either the guy riding on the dragon, and it's a red dragon, and he looks like a chaplain, at least for like 40k equivalent of that. Or... There's a couple undead models and a couple, I think, chaos ones I'd want to paint up. But yeah, Tyranids are a lot of fun to paint. I think if you prime and dry brush a Tyranid well enough, their models take contrast paint really well. And they're just a lot of fun with contrast paint, I think. At least that's my personal thing on it. Wait. Oh. I will say, my easiest paint job I've ever done has been Custodes. And I'm itching actually to paint Custodes again. I'm like, I want to build the other half of my Custodes army and continue with that, but... It's easy because I prime them black and then I spray paint them white. Or no, not white. I spray paint them gold after I do the black. Okay, what did I do with your... There it is. Okay, let's see if I can get that on. Ooh. Now I'm thinking about it. There is... I think there's 2 models for Custodes that I really want. Now that I got the Golden Banana Boys on my brain, I want their Dreadnought. I want the one with the sword and shield. Just because I think it looks the coolest. And I also want some Custodes with jetpacks. Like, I want those 2 models. Because I think they'd be a whole lot of fun to paint. Okay, this is going to be another one of those that I have to do some green stuff with to cover the hole. Honestly, we'll just do it with a knife. actually, I've already said with Custodes. I think I'm planning on buying Valdor's model from Horus Heresy and just putting that on my shelf as like a display piece. It's $130, which I thought at the time was a lot, but honestly, you can spend a lot more in Warhammer than $130 on something. So it's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, that doesn't come out. This does. It's not like a crazy cool looking model. It's just, I don't know. I haven't interacted much with Valdor. I just like him quite a bit. In the one book that I read about him, he was okay. I think there was like a lot of context I'm kind of missing from it. But he's kind of the older brother of most of the Primarchs, from what I understand on how he is. He's the older brother that dislikes all of his younger siblings. Well, all but one. There's like one that he tried to hate, but he could not hate. Which I think a lot of people had a hard time, like, not hating or trying to hate this guy. Okay, cool. I'm gonna let that dry before I even try and test to see how that fits. And now I need some other parts. You know, I still get the thought sometimes of just like switching up my army again. I feel like that's always going to be something I feel. On like, I always, oh, I should paint my army in this scheme. I should paint my army in that scheme. That's never going to be a feeling that goes away. And I have to be okay with that. Which, for those that are curious, I'm kind of... I want to paint some of these in, like, salamander colors. Because I'm weirdly feeling like a salamanders guy again. But I'm also very happy with the colors that I do have for my Space Marines. I think just next time I play these guys, I'm going to try using some of the Salamander's task force stuff. Some of their detachments. See how well they actually do and all that. I do like the Vulcan model that came out a while ago for their Chapter Master. I have him sitting in my drawer, and that is... I should prime him. At some point I should prime him, because that would be a fun model to paint. I'm definitely going to paint him in my colors, like chapter color scheme, and use him in my stuff. Just run him as like a... Yeah, I can run him as what he is. Wow, why is that so weird all of a sudden? What the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. Duh, that's why it's not working, because I'm putting it the wrong way in. Okay. Now that's dry. That's on. That'll work. Cool. Let's get that glued together, and we'll be able to move on to all the other fun parts. That together. Oh, that's a cool piece of equipment. That's a huge flamethrower, too. It is, but I'm also very quiet as well. I don't have like a whole lot of stuff to say, and I think today's just one of those quiet days. Tuesdays aren't really like a very... I don't get a lot of traction on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are definitely the more chill days here. We get a lot more people here on like Friday, Saturdays. Seems to be a lot of people's big days they show up. Although when I used to make Tuesday be my like official stream day. I'm always here on Tuesday. It's what I begin with. And then I stopped once that crusade started a few months ago. Now it's over, so it's why I'm back to doing Tuesdays. But people used to be here for Tuesdays. Also, a lot of the regulars aren't really here, but they're also all busy. I get used to seeing some people here like all the time, and then I gotta realize that, you know, when they're not here, they're busy. They're all living their own life. Sometimes sometimes we just have to be like okay with that. It's okay to have a quiet stream every once in a while. Okay, I think it flops like that, and then it goes down, and we'll glue like that to it. But no, if there's a topic someone wants to talk about, I'm more than open to it. Just if it does cross certain lines for me, I will kind of drop it for my comfort level and like maybe other people's comfort level. Because we're all people. We already deal with like enough crazy stuff in the world, I think, to begin with. And I'd like to make this be a place that you can just kind of forget about it. You come on here, you forget that the world is this crazy, hectic place, and you can just watch some weird salamander dude build Warhammer while his flesh puppet hands work the models and stuff. Yes, these are not my real hands. I am actually the small blue guy on your screen talking. I just program a servitor to be able to do all this extra stuff. That was an actual thought, like, when I first started this channel, by the way, which just is, like, considering the little guy me fully, and then just the hand servitors and everything. Cool. We got that together. So we got both these on. So actually, I'll get the spray paint. Oh, no, I got to do the green stuff once I have everything done. But I will throw that arm on. I got to find what I did with the body. Because I did build the body a while ago, and I don't know what happened to it. So let's get that on, and then we spin that around, and there we go. One arm on. Let's see if I can set it on the body. It's kind of... Once I glue it to the base and everything else, it'll be fine. But the problem is it's so top heavy right now and the pin's not in there too good. It just tips right over. Okay. This is where I have a choice. Should I do hand around the gun, or should I have the gun mounted to the side? I want actually the option to switch between both, but I don't think I will have the ability to switch between both. Maybe I could. I could use one of the big magnets, and then use some of the small ones to kind of just like take that on and off. Oh, but I think the hard part is that, yeah, so you only have one giant storm bolter. And I have to figure out how I'm going to glue it to... Yeah, if I want to switch it around, I need to magnetize pretty much the gun in like 2 spots. I need to, 1, magnetize it when it's... Like, magnetize it back here. Like back here. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I got the light. Yeah. Do it back here so it can come on and off. And then magnetize it somewhere to the side so that when it's on the leg, it can sit there. And that is 2 separate magnets for one style build. So I really should kind of decide instead which one I think looks better. these cleaned up and then... I think I'll have this guy fully put together by the end of this stream, which would be really nice. I'd be very happy to have this done, and I can move on to some new models. That hopefully won't take me like 9+ hours to put together. Which I think it's been a full, like, with this stream, it will be 9 hours of actually putting this one kit together. But I also don't keep track how long it takes me to build a bunch of little infantry units either. I guess it feels different with the infantry. Because, like, oh, yeah, you get one complete, or you get, like, 2 complete. So then you feel like you made progress. As, like, with this, it's like, I'm making progress, but it's building everything together very slowly. At least that's how it kind of feels. Honestly, I think I'll just go... Because... no, I'm so, like... I want to do both so goddamn bad. Honestly, I can make it so that the big hand can be swapped out, but maybe that the pistol isn't on his side. Because, like... there's not a lot of room for a magnet. Would a pin work instead? I mean, it's already kind of set up to be a pin there. I mean, it would sit kind of loose, but that could work there. And then it pins to itself on here. Oh, there's actual, like, little indents and words in the purity seals. I think the 2 double ones, it's a couple I's, like the letter I's. And then the little one on here, it's a V. Which that's kind of cool. Oh, do I have... in my random... last time I cleaned my desk, I threw a bunch of bits that I had just together in my... or I just threw them in this random thing I had. I'm trying to see if I have any Trader Guardsman bits. Not that one. Swear I did. Hold on. Okay, there's a random skull there. Could use that. Ah, there's a guardsman torso. Another random skull. I'll throw what I'm not going to use back in here. There's another torso. Oh, and there's an arm. And I had some heads. Found a head. Yeah, I try to make it be like that here. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Marcus. I hope you're having a good evening so far. I'm just trying to figure out some extra bits for myself. But yeah, I'm working on the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol that was made... Well, they stopped making it like a few months ago. But I'm trying to figure out if I do the big bolter with just in the hand, or if I do an open hand. I think I'm just going to put it together, leave it as is, and then have this so I can pop it in and out if I want. And then have the handle nearby somewhere I can maglock. But I'm also debating... I'm also trying to tell a story with this model. So, I got him standing on a base looking like this is the base. I got him looking like he's walking, but also kind of like heroic. I want to do with this arm, it pointed up and out. Okay, yeah, that's kind of the thought I had. I'm thinking of putting in his open hand. I need to figure out what to do with this arm so it can move, but also... I had this problem before with, I think with like some of the Dreadnought hands, and I glued it eventually. Maybe I gotta magnet that, but I'm thinking of having his arm extended out, and then in his claw hand having some bits of this Trader... I have like Trader Guardsman bits. And I could make it look like that he grabbed a Trader Guardsman and just like ripped him apart. Pretty much. Like I got these arms, these heads, and these bodies. So I could just have him like showing it off. And I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, that will be my option with that. So now I also need to figure out how to magnetize the hands in that, which I think I have an idea for. Maybe I pull out the green stuff and start mixing it together and filling in the hand a little bit. But first things first, I'm going to clean these up because I haven't done it yet. But yeah. What minis are you working on tonight, Marcus? Because you said you were working on your own. I always like to ask and figure out what sort of projects people are working on. Like what's being pulled out of the pile of shame today. Honestly, that's what all of my stuff is stuff from my pile of shame that I'm like, I need to do this before I work on another army. Okay, we got that. Now... tonight you're finally starting your custom Space Marine chapter. Currently painting Captain Gravis armor for second company. Ooh. Okay. What is the name and color scheme of your custom chapter? I like asking this because I like to talk about my own custom chapter as well. But I also want to hear what other people have come up with. Oh. And what is their Legion of Origin? Or like what is their gene sire? Because like for mine, I only got one model quick I can grab on hand. I am a mixed gene seed. Oh, yeah. Okay, discuss away. They are the Astral Spiders. Well, that's an interesting name. Quickly mine. My guys are called the Executioners of the Abyss. Their main company chapters are blue with orange accents and black on one of the pauldrons. And silver for all their stuff. Except First Company. First Company is all black armor with blue accents and silver. Because I am mixed gene seed, I am mixed with Dark Angels, Salamanders, and Space Wolves, and a fourth one that I'm not telling people. Because I do not want the Inquisition to find out. But Astral Spiders... You know, Astral Spiders also sounds like a good, like, Eldar name. But I also know there's one called the Astral Lions. But I am here for your tea and lore. Okay. So that's there, and then this can sit in here. An unknown successor, but they're believed to hail from the Salamanders. Love them. Love Salamanders. By Imperial Records. Yeah, they potentially believe... Oh, yet they potentially believe that they are Ultramarines. Okay. Either one is a good option. We love Salamanders here. Ultramarine fans, we also love them too. Okay. What do I do with my green stuff? I think that's what I actually need to grab, and then I will... Unless I can magnetize these... Wait. No, that's supposed to sit like that. The color scheme is deep purple armor with yellow and pink secondary. Well, thank you. Let me grab... I can grab someone from First Company really quickly. Yeah. So, initially I painted this guy for an art competition. I didn't score too well with it, but this is what my First Company Space Marines look like. I based it off of another homebrew I found called the Seraphim of the Abyss, I think was their name. They were a Dark Angels chapter. I thought I wanted to paint a whole Dark Angels army in this color scheme. I decided against it, but I didn't want to scrap like this guy and paint up all the models in my new color scheme. So I was like, you know what? I'll steal from the Dark Angels and have First Company be its own color scheme. So all my veterans are now like this black and blue armor scheme. Yeah. Ah, dude, I love listening to other people's chapters. They're so good. By the way, that model that you saw, his name is Big Jim. He got that name from a crusade I took part in. Okay. Let me do the next hand before I forget. Okay. Thank you. I have actually made better looking models than that one now. After painting that guy up. Big Jim. I named him. I swear people in the Warhammer community named the Space Marine from like Space Marine 2 Big Jim. So I just named my Redemptor Dreadnought Big Jim. But no one has confirmed or denied that's true. But yeah, Big Jim protects his little battle brothers. Actually, his full name is Jimothy Big Backton. It's the full name chat gave him. I called you Marcus, but is your actual name Mar... Wait, no. There's no R in there. I was going to call you Mar Crushton, but... They are pretty proud of it. I don't think the people that named it are here, but... I'm very happy with it. It's gotten a few chuckles out of some people when I tell them. I just want to make sure I get people's names correct. Get that glue off the front there. Are all these the same finger? No, there is one that is different. 97 is the big thumb. But yeah, I have a lot of Space Marines in my backstock that are... I think in total I have like 3,000 points in Space Marines, and only like maybe 500 to 1,000 points actually painted. And I want to have that finished before I move on to a different army. So I'm making it my goal this year to get all those models done and painted. So I'm getting everything built, and then I'm going to paint everything in one go. It's a lot of stuff, but yeah. It's so easy to get so many models. It's so easy. I told myself, like, oh, hey, when I buy a box of models, I'm going to build and paint them before I buy a new one. That went out the window so fast. So now, I'm going through and I'm figuring... I'm just building everything, then I'm going to go paint them all. And Admiral Goal, I am trying to convert all my Marines into Astral Spiders and then work the rest of my army. It's not, I will admit, it's not easy when, like, I got caught up in the FOMO really hard with GW this past year, that I got a lot of the big boxes. Like, I got the Space Wolf box when it came out. So I have all those models unbuilt and need to be put together. And I'm trying to think what else. I definitely have like a few to put together. I have a lot more that need to be like repainted than anything else. And I don't normally do it, but I'm trying to figure out how to use an airbrush a little bit. Okay, so I was gonna start this year off by painting up the Deathcore Krieg. Well, I got the Combat Patrol, but I was gonna make a guard army this year, and I'm gonna make them all Valhallans. But someone in chat kind of like someone in chat here, their name is Jake. They'll probably make an appearance at some point. And they were like, hey, you have all these Space Marines. You really shouldn't do another army. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So now I'm building and doing all my own stuff. I will admit, this weekend, I did do a little bit of airbrushing. The hard part is, I can't really airbrush on stream. Like, this whole space is where I set up an airbrush, and I have to, like, remove my camera stand to do it. And I bought this, like, cheap $20 airbrush that it'll stop working after, like, an hour or two because the battery runs out in it. So then I have to plug it in. It works really well to get all my base colors down, but then to do all the extra stuff, it's a bit more work. And I like doing brush work. I think I like spending a lot of hours on one model. Then I like doing a bunch of batch painting, but I have to learn to be okay with batch painting and not letting everything be at this like show quality that I want it to be at. Which I think is a thing that a lot of Warhammer people, or at least people that get into Warhammer, have struggled with. Is that they all want everything to look like what they see on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. At the end of the day, those are people that spend a lot of time on their models and make everything look awesome and amazing and cool. And you got to think about the average person. They don't really have a lot of time to spend on their models. Come on. Trying to get this to fit. There. I should actually make sure it's going to fit around the body. Yeah, like your characters or captains, etc. Take your time with for that. But intercessors, 3-foot rule. I had to learn the 3-foot rule heavily. I agree that the internet painters, not intentionally, have set an accidental precedent that your models have to look show ready. That was a lesson I had to learn a year ago when it came to all this. Actually, I do have... I'll show it later. I do like to... Every once in a while, or at least I'm realizing, I need to compare where I was to where I am now with painting. Because I'm sure other people... Sorry, it's been very quiet, and now someone's actually... Or I'm interacting with someone. I'm becoming a chatty catty here, but... People get... They get the idea that they need to look perfect right off the bat, first time, all this stuff. And really, they just need to start doing something. and then they'll get better with it over time. I've had to learn that lesson here with this. I actually got to learn that lesson with a lot of other things. I think that's a problem with a lot of other things of just instant gratification. And you can't always instant gratification everything. Okay, there we go. Got the fingers there. Now which body do I want to do? I think I want to do this guy. Okay, I think we're going to do this body. We'll definitely do the green stuff. Make it look like it's in there. I don't know if I finished explaining earlier. I got a friend that plays Chaos. And like one of the first models I got him, or the first set of models, because I thought, oh, we'll start with Kill Team and stuff, is I got him the Traitor Guardsman here. And I figured I would take the extra bits that I got from that and build this, I don't know, just take these extra bits and make this body. Looks like that this walker has taken a random guard and shot off his legs and is holding up the body to the rest of his comrades, showing him why you should not be a heretic. I like telling stories with my models if I get the chance to. God, his head is twisted so far to the side. That is not healthy. I apologize if things are too far away. I'm so used to looking at where I am here. I don't look up at the camera enough to kind of show. Actually, I'll make it so that his arm is gone and have this one dangle down. So then set him, oh, set him in there like, oh, I knocked off one of the fingers. Okay, now that I got that there, I shouldn't touch that. I should let that dry. But I think I will take the shoulder pad off of this guy. I will save the axe. I'll try to remove the chaos stuff, but I might take that axe and use it for my own guardsman at some point. Ooh, I do have some of these random cables from the Hell's Blasters. I could use them to look like weird little intestine pits. That, I like that a lot. That's a very smart idea. I hope you gave your fiance a massive hug and all that, appreciating their creative idea. That is just little accents like that too, just can build a whole like model and stuff. Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then this one... happy accidents happen all the time. I'm trying to think when I've had a couple here and there. I just can't remember last time I had one that turned out to be for the best. Okay, I think those are all set. So now, if I can get him to... I think I can do it like that. Okay. I'm going to show off to you guys. It's resting in there currently, but I think with some green stuff, we definitely have the start of this. It looks like he's gently holding this guardsman and not really like crushing him. Maybe I should take the shoulder, this back shoulder pad I should take off. I'll glue it on after. No, his finger. It's the second time he's like taken out this guy's finger. It was either between guardsmen or orcs, and I don't really play against orcs that often. I do play against chaos quite a bit more, so it seems fitting to do some more chaos bits as trophy stuff. Oh, that's how we'll do it, baby. He's going to be held like that. His head's going to be kind of like cradled in between the two fingers. So I guess I didn't need to cut off that arm, but I did. And then... we are going to clean up that mold line a little bit better. And then I should... I can take some of these and make it look like intestine stuff a little bit. Really, it's more like cabling. Not really intestinal stuff. So maybe I'll try something different. But I need green stuff either way, so I'm going to pull that stuff out. Do I have any is the question. I think I do. It's been a minute since I've used it. There it is. Okay. So now... okay. I'm going to make a larger batch than I think I would normally do. Well, I'll start with this much and I'll make more later. I got to fill in the hands. so that I can do the larger magnets and stuff. Hi, Rory. What you doing, bud? Aw, what a good bean. Okay. Trying to get this mixed together. What? Why are you whining at me, buddy? Rory. I got the dog whining at me for attention. I don't blame them. It's just me here, and I'm busy doing this, and he just wants pets. And he gets the pets. Actually, I'm curious. How does it... Oh. I've not really been looking at how the little TV screen stuff looks on stream, but that actually looks kind of decent. Might have to tweak it a little bit here and there, but... Okay. All dogs are good boys. Well, good boys and girls. Okay. I'm going to take this and shove it in here. That finger popped off again. Great. Okay, that's filled there. I just realized my larger magnets fell on the floor and I have no idea. Found them. It's because I have no idea where they went, and now I just found them. Yeah. I never use these large ones for anything, and now I found a use for them. I don't want to make that accidentally... Actually, that's not what I wanted. You can go right there. Now, pop this off. Run away from me. Away from me. Okay. What is the way it needs to be? It needs to go like that. So and flip that around. There. Green stuff and my largest magnet. And I'm going to try and clean off this stuff before it ruins the knife. Because it can easily do that. And I don't think I have enough green stuff made up for the next part, which is this arm. Or do I? I might actually. Okay. Summertime. Oh. Summertime. Summertime. Wonderful. Yes. For those that are curious, I have the music that I play on stream in the description of the videos. Or description of stream, I mean. Just... Okay. Cool. Now that can move. It took me a little bit to learn out how to use green stuff, but once you figure out how to... Oh, no. Okay, so these two sit together. This one I can easily flip around. Once you figure out how to use green stuff, it is a huge help when it comes to modeling and all that. It's useful right now as in like, oh, I can fill in a hole and throw in a bunch of stuff for magnets. But I'll grab a model and I'll show you an example. Hi, Mr. Okay. Yeah. So, that Captain with Relic Shield you saw earlier, for context with the next model I'm about to show, I used him in a crusade as my warlord. He got to the point that I thought he needed a new upgrade model to show what he got on him. And I came up with this guy. This is my actual first proper kit bash into Warhammer. And kind of where I realized like how far I came from just even doing that previous model. But this was done with two separate kits. The bottom legs are the Emperor's Champion, and plus the arms are as well. But the torso is the Master Lazarus kit from the Dark Angels. Like, hold on, I got it right over here. Like, this guy's upper torso. And all that. But I had to use green stuff to do the back here. And the back part of his tunic. And filling in green stuff to like make the body work and all that stuff. I know I'm holding a distance here. It is a little bit closer. So all that fabric stuff on the side here is just green stuff. And then, yeah, trying to make it look like it works with the rest of the model. So, this is where I really had to figure out how to use green stuff. And is one of my, like, top 3 models I'm most proud of. But just start with green stuff by doing small projects with it and then building up from there is what I'll say. Thank you. I was hoping with the crusade I was doing with those guys that I was going to make a chapter master, but I'm really bad at Warhammer in general. Good night, Ando. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. was good having you here. Yeah, so I was in a crusade that my local game store was hosting and all that, and I was trying to make lore for my chapter, like the custom Space Marine chapter and all that stuff. And that it didn't go well. I lost like every single battle I was in. How's it going, Average? I hope you're doing well this evening. You don't have to call me YouTuber, man. You can just call me, God, now that I think about my own name, it's kind of awkward to say, but you can just call me Swamp. Swamp's fine. I hope you're doing well this evening. I'm going to try and make sure that finger doesn't fall off again. Now I need to make a new batch of green stuff for this guy. Okay, I gotta shut my door. Good, good. My roommates and stuff just got back. So, it gets loud in the kitchen. Not that I'm in the kitchen. My office then goes straight to the kitchen. And the kitchen is just a big room. So, take this part off. Ooh. I don't know how many people here actually, like, play the Warhammer tabletop. I know not everyone enjoys and stuff like that. If you don't enjoy the competitive part of Warhammer and all that, like you don't enjoy doing the cards or the secondary missions or all that other stuff, try Crusade. It cuts out all the card secondary stuff and just kind of focuses more on the shooting and killing part of Warhammer, like the actual battle part. And you kind of just build a story in Warhammer. It's a narrative way of playing, and I enjoy it way more than I do competitive. Like I was getting burned out from playing tabletop because it's so competitive. Like where I would go, everyone's trying to do tournaments, trying to play this whole other way, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying it. This is not fun. And then I tried the narrative way, and it removed everything I disliked from Warhammer and actually made me enjoy it again. The problem is that like once one ends, there's not another one I can join and do. And I'd like to do one with friends, but they don't know Warhammer well enough to be a part of it or have an interest in Warhammer. So, narrative play is so... I think it's the more superior way of playing. It can be confusing. I will not just disagree with that, Average. It can be very confusing. I think if you want to get into it, play with someone and don't even do the complicated, like, mission cards, secondary stuff. Just... the hard part is the stratagems do kind of, like, make and break some armies, but just play without using that stuff. Just don't use stratagems. Don't use any of that. Just play it with your guys' data sheets. And then once you kind of grow and understand your army a bit more and you play it and all that stuff, then you can add in the other stuff. Ooh, that sounds like a fun time right there. I'm trying to stuff some of this stuff in. So average. I'm assuming you have a computer that you can play on. And if you have a desktop computer that can play regular games and all that stuff, I would recommend looking into Tabletop Simulator. You can find Warhammer tables and stuff to do like actual games on. Tactical Tortoise does a bunch of videos on how to play Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator. They have a video on how to get started and how to make an army on there. And it's completely free. I think besides Tabletop Simulator, which goes on sale like quite a bit, it's completely free to get into it. No one's really going to see the back too much, but I do want to do at least something. Yeah, I fully recommend. Like, that's what got me to when I was trying to get some other friends into it so that they wouldn't get too far into it. Or at least spend a lot. Yeah, I think usually when it's on sale, it's like, what, $5 or something like that? And then all the add-ons are completely free. Also, how's it going, Hannah? At least I think that's how to say your name. I hope you're doing well this evening. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we're going to start with that as his back. You're going to just take a little bit and roll it and then pull. We are going to then stuff that around. We'll take that one. But yeah, I think I have a stream where I did Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator against a friend. It was confusing and hectic because we had someone in chat telling us like, hey, you forgot this rule, that rule, and we were playing it in like Crusade style. We weren't doing like the cards or anything like that because I don't understand the cards, nor did I really want to understand the cards. And what else? And my friend was like trying to learn his army and all that stuff too. Okay. This is definitely a little nasty looking, but I think that will work for being a bunch of intestines and stuff just flowing, well, being ripped out of him, I guess. And then if I can make him sit just right in the fingers. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. I know it should probably dry before I even glue it on. Is it that one? Yeah, it is that one. It sits like that. Hell yeah. And see, that's what you can do with green stuff, Marcus. If you want to add a little bit of like gore and stuff like that, you can do that stuff. It's not as crazy and hectic as it may seem. It's only as crazy as you make it out to be when it comes with any technique. Like for me, the next big thing I want to learn is non-metallic metal. I like using metallic metals in general over other, just because it's easy, but I won't improve if I keep using all the easy stuff. Okay, somehow I need to make this stay so it can still move, because the arm will keep popping off if I'm not careful. Oh no. Also, if you're gonna use green stuff, I highly recommend getting these rubber tipped clay modeling things. They come in like little packs. These work amazing for smoothing and moving around green stuff. Hey, and you know what? We all start somewhere. I added blood. The very first gore thing I did was add blood for the blood god on my guys' chain swords and stuff. No! But you do have a Brutalis Dreadnought in a stance that's perfect for a Termagant model your friend gave you to be used as a bug being ripped apart. Brutalis Dreadnoughts are so fun. Actually, I should use one in game. I probably should. I have one made up and like ready to be used. Okay. So that sits like there, and then if I just twist it down a little bit, now I know that's held in place. Oh boy. What's your question? Random question, but if you were to get a Dreadnought, is it better to get something like a Brutalis or cheap out on a Venerable? I think if you're looking for a Dreadnought in like modern times, it's best to go with actually a Redemptor Dreadnought personally. You have the option of being a tank, but also doing melee with these guys. Besides their plasma gun, which is kind of their better weapon, you can also do a Gatling gun. And then you could do a mini Gatling gun or a flamethrower. This guy's equipped with a flamethrower on the back. I would recommend, just for a general army, going for a Redemptor Dreadnought. If you want a more melee-focused one, do a Brutalis. I don't know what a Venerable Dreadnought's data sheet is. I do want one before they kind of just go away, but I'm not really sure like where it stands, or like I haven't seen one for sale either, to be fully honest. Whoa, that arm just flew out to the side. Let's pop off this. Hello? Oh no. What's going on? You feel like a venerable aesthetic would be good for Dark Angel's army, which is what you want. If you want to get a venerable dreadnought, get a venerable one. I do remember, oh God, they stopped making it before I got into Warhammer, but the Redemptor Dreadnought used to be in the Dark Angels Combat Patrol. It was a Redemptor Dreadnought and like some intercessors, a chaplain, and like some other models as well. Some like, yeah, there was some like jump pack dudes. What is your, okay, describe your dreadnought there, Hannah. Okay, I'm gonna let that actually wrap around its finger and all that. Yeah, I know, that's so dumb. Like, why? Why'd they do that? But I don't know. That's not, yeah. And Dark Angels are known for, like, using plasma weapons and other, like, hidden tech. So, like, that's why, like, people see them, like, you see them use Hellblasters are in, like, the newest thing for that. The Redemptor Dreadnought can be equipped with plasma, so that's a big one with them. We got a few more minutes. I gotta make sure I catch the music before it like starts playing an ad. Because I just use everything off of YouTube. No, I just realized I have. I know. Okay, so I know they came up with like average. You don't need to tell me this because I'm someone that loves Dark Angels. Actually, for my custom chapter, it's one of the chapter lineages that I use for inspiration for my chapter. Like, I have the models. There is no specific Dark Angels model. Or there's no... I'm actually going to cut the music for a second. There is no specific Dark Angels Combat Patrol. And all their specific ones are so expensive point-wise. Like, skip that, and then put this back on. I'm going to go for a little bit longer because I'm actually chilling here and I'm enjoying it. So, like, the Terminators with the sword and shield, the Deathwing Knights. 250 points. 250 points to use in a game, and they do not have range. They're a melee-specific Terminator unit. You can go with some Deathwing Knights that get a plasma bit, but they cost 180, where regular Terminators are 170, so why would I use the other ones for the ability to have plasma when I can just use the regular ones and not have plasma for 10 extra points? Or for, like, less than 10 points. The Inner Circle bottles are cool. I used them quite a bit in an army. If you run them with a Judiciar, you can get a pretty good, like, character killing unit. Okay, I cut this off, but I really need to figure out where I should throw a magnet on this guy. So it says, like, specifically there. That's where that should go. I know that just fell off. Honestly, if I put that there, that might work. God, I'm trying to figure out a way you can send me a picture, Hannah. Actually, I do have a way. I do have a Discord people can join. If you're in the Discord, throw an image there and I can take a look at it. The Discord's in my channel description and all that. But at the same time, I know not everyone wants to join Discord and stuff like that, so okay, I will grab a Brutalis. Is it Brutalis you said? Yeah, Brutalis. I'll grab one real quick. So this is my Brutalis. Does it look like this? Does it have, like, claws or fists and some melta stuff and, like, Icarus? Or is it more like a ballistic style? Like, is there more guns on the side of it? Does it look more like the Redemptor on the side? Oh, you did? Well, I'm talking to Marcus. Like, hey. I'm glad you joined. I'm always down to see what other people build and stuff like that in, all that. On average, what you said. You wish they would make a box for Deathwing Terminators to help new people like me? I mean, they have a box of Deathwing Terminators you can buy. Like the melee ones. And if you want to make the plasma form of them, you need to buy the Deathwing, or not the Deathwing, you need to buy the Dark Angels upgrade sprue. And that comes with the one and only plasma piece for the Terminators. A while ago, they actually came out with a Christmas box for Dark Angels that was fully, like, I think a set of Deathwing Knights and Inner Circle Companions. I think the Lion was in that box. I think they did like two. They did two things of Deathwing Knights. But also, with that being said, I'm going to glue down this guy's feet, because I think his feet are exactly where I want them to be. And I'm sick of him falling off, so I can mess around with this guy. I'm going to use super glue, but I might switch to Mod Podge just a little bit. So that I know it will actually stick down. Cork is good, but it absorbs super glue so fast that it can be really hard to use super glue to like stick it to a surface. But okay. I got him kind of like in a moving running pose, which I like quite a bit. And you wonder where I can get a bulk of Corvus helmets for your 40k Corvus helmets. Oh, do you mean like the beaky helmets? Are you talking about like the beak looking helmets? Honestly, I'd say go online and find like a person on Etsy or something that sells a bunch of the beak helmets. That would be my best opinion. There's a few boxes that sell like one beak helmet. I know with the Stern Guard veterans they sell a beak helmet. I'm not sure about the tactical Space Marine box, if they sell like a beaky helmet or not. Okay. Wait a minute. There it is. Give me this. I will figure something out to do with this arm. I'm not happy with how this is just like... It's supposed to move, but it doesn't want to stay put. Was there something I was supposed to do to allow it to move and stay put? Can I get like a really tiny drop of super glue in there? That is way more than I want in that. Oh, come on, you... Okay. This is probably the worst option I could have done, but... Sweet. I know on my angle you guys can't see it. I will try to hold it and show it to you guys. Oh, for those that missed it, I also magnetized this side so I could switch out the different guns and all that. I like to magnetize when I can so that I have different options. I'm not opposed to gluing things on and like leaving them where they are, but there's also some times that I want to have the option to do different stuff. Okay, that's still tacky, but... And I need to figure out where the... Oh, there goes that. Need to figure out where I put the body of the pilot. I know I have it somewhere. I will go through and get it built. Or like together. God, yeah. Characters are a lot more expensive now than they used to be, but a tech marine is fun. Okay. So there. I'm not gluing him to his legs yet. I'm actually going to paint this in two separate... I'm going to paint the legs separate from the body. And then I will glue it all together because I don't know where I want the head and stuff to look. But yeah, That's the tactical suit. There is a Space Marine and stuff you can put together, but yeah. Hannah, I'm not going to... No. You know what? I don't care what your paint... Like, what your paint style, all that stuff looks like. As long as you tried your best and you like it and you're happy with it. Oh, you're Holy Warforge. Oh my lord, what is that type of dreadnought? Also, I'll say, Hannah, if you are in the since you're in the Discord, there is a channel for you to post your models. If you go down to Workshop, there's a section called Warhammer and other minis. You can post all your Warhammer stuff there. That is not a dreadnought I have ever seen before. I'm assuming that's for your space sharks. That has to be a dreadnought they don't make anymore. It's a hell of a setup on it. I would run it as a Redemptor, but I would look in to see what it is. Oh, look at that guy. Wow, that is a bright purple. It's very cool. Very cool. You like how the tactical suit looks, but the Space Marine squish in there is a bit goofy. Yeah, I've seen one guy have it so like the Space Marine's walking out of the suit, and then he made one later where it's like he's fully walking out of the suit and the suit's in the background. I'm gonna put him in there. I thought about doing like a guy walking out or not, or sticking out of it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I am very happy with that. So that can dry overnight. Wow, that just grabbed onto it. And yeah, freaking just wants to be grabbed. Oh, that's so cool. I'm happy with that. We got one with that guy. Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't even glued him on there yet. I'm letting that stuff dry. And then I also got this beauty. Again, I'm firing off. And then... oh, sweet. That little bit of glue actually helped. Yeah, look at that. Again, it's going to come off, but I'm very, very happy with this. And we're going to push that in so it doesn't get pulled up. Okay, average. If at your local game store they sell Army Painter products, buy yourself the Army Painter drill and bits right here. Like, this has all the ranges of all those bits. By the way, if you also buy this drill, I'm going to show this off here. I looked for like months to figure out how to change out the bits and stuff on it. Obviously, you can unscrew the front here, and you have your main bit here. There are 3 other like attachment bits, and it took me forever to figure out where they are. They are right here on the back. You take this part off. It's a little O-ring, and they sit in that capsule there. It took me a month. I found a random video that showed me this one day. And if I get the chance to, I will tell people about it, because they don't tell you instructions on how to do it. So, back of it, where this whole part spins. Actually, this is a good fidget toy. That's a hell of a fidget toy. But it's right there on the back with the O-ring. And this comes with a variety. Actually, no. I bought the variety pack of drill bits, and I threw it in this little container. So, yeah. That's a little fidget toy right there. I like that so much. But yeah. So, I would recommend this drill over the Citadel drill. My only complaint with this one is when you get to the point that you are going to like bust through some plastic like I did with this guy. Oh, crap. You know what I need? I need to make some green stuff to fill in. Actually, I can steal some green stuff from this guy. I gotta fill in a hole. So I'm gonna steal some green stuff off of this part of the model, because I wasn't sure what to do with this. Okay. So, you can see the magnet and the little hole I did here. See you later, average. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to just take and fill in that little hole, and then I'm going to take the rest of the green stuff out of there. No. You sit a little bit in there. And then I want to leave some and use the rest to fill in the other holes. No, you had a perfect little piece. Okay. And then try to stuff that. Or cover it at least. And then there we go. And then I will take off this one and use the rest of this to fill in this hole. If you guys want to see something up close, let me know. I will certainly bring this stuff closer for you guys to see. We're going to try to stuff this all in one spot. Oh, you did heavily modify it. Okay. How does... I like your modifications. I mean, that's some extreme, like, armory bits on there, but I would run it as a Redemptor. Okay. I will go and look at it now. a very good model. I like it very much. I'm looking at the video right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is some perfect, like... It's some damage and you made it work. I think that's perfect. It looks like a Tyranid clawed out his backpack and he's still fighting. Okay. Now I will slide that in. And yeah. I think I am going to call it here for a night. It is almost 11 o'clock EST. And I need to get some sleep for all the work and stuff I have tomorrow. So, with all of that, I hope... Oh, hold on. I'm going to read a lore thing. For their lore, they are bug hunters. Their home world is the death world. Home of monster spider creatures. That is terrifying. I don't like giant spiders. Not a big fan of that. I don't have arachnophobia, but just not a fan. But I got a little spiel I'm going to go through just for a quick sec, and then I'll call it here. If you enjoyed the content and you want to see more, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, I have a Ko-Fi account you can donate to. Everything you donate to that just goes straight back into the channel for, like, hiring an editor, for getting more equipment, improving things, all that stuff. Also, if you want to be part of the community, like I've already said earlier before, I have a Discord. It is in the description of my channel. It's completely free to join. It is not just Warhammer that we talk about. Ando, I thought you left already, buddy. But it's not just Warhammer. I'm also into woodcraft, metalcraft. Like, I started reviewing some of the Warhammer books I'm into. I'm trying to get into cosplay a little bit. And I have shared some stuff here and there. But yeah, if you want a place to hang out and chat with people and chat with me and all that, like, I'm always down to chat with people in Discord. Like, with the whole community, come on and join. But with that all being said, you don't have to do that. Just having you here, lurking, hanging out, even chatting in chat is more than enough. Just having someone to sit here and watch me work on my stuff as I slowly complete my pile of shame, it's honestly more than enough for me. So, with all that being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.